Virgo, you've been tested, pushed, torn apart in silence, and yet you're still standing. But July 2025, this isn't just another month on the calendar. This is your awakening. The 9th dimensional soul mirror has found you, not by accident, not by luck, because your frequency finally aligned with the truth buried deep inside you. This mirror won't show your face, it shows your destiny, the life you were always meant to live, not the version you were taught to accept, not the identity shaped by survival, but the soul version of you, raw, real, radiant. This is a cosmic checkpoint. You've come too far to turn back now. You're standing on the edge of a mirrored portal, and once you look in, you won't unsee it. So stay with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know why you were chosen, what this mirror truly reveals, and the sacred mission it's calling you to complete. Not in the next life, in this one. In July 2025, something powerful unlocks above Virgo. A rare geometric alignment, Mercury, Neptune, and Vega, triggers a forgotten portal, but not just any cosmic gate. This one reactivates the 9th dimensional soul mirror. It's not physical, it doesn't shine light, it shines truth. A vibrational field so pure, only a handful of souls are calibrated to see it. Virgo, you're one of them. This mirror isn't here to flatter you. It's not about appearance. It doesn't reflect your face. It reflects your frequency. It reveals the blueprint you were born with. Before the world dimmed your light, before expectations crushed your instincts, before trauma silenced your intuition, it shows you the unfiltered version of yourself, the version that exists in higher dimensions, untouched by shame, fear, or guilt. And this version of you is awake, powerful, aligned, unapologetic. The mirror is here to reconnect you to that self, but it doesn't speak in words, it speaks in moments, patterns, memories, dreams that suddenly feel too real, coincidences that seem too perfect, people who enter your life and feel too familiar. These aren't random, they're echoes, reflections of the path your soul is nudging you toward. You've felt it, haven't you? A pull, a subtle shift, an inner knowing that something beyond this world is watching, guiding, calling you to remember. That's the mirror. It's back online, and it's scanning for resonance, for those whose hearts are cracked wide enough to let the truth in. Virgo, it found you, because you're ready to see what most people spend lifetimes avoiding: your real purpose, your sacred timeline, your divine self, waiting behind the illusion of who you were told to be. This isn't just spiritual poetry. This is encoded light, sacred technology that shows you the path you were meant to walk, before the detours, before the pain. But here's the catch. The mirror only reflects what you're willing to see. It can't lie, but you can look away. You can deny it. You can shrink back into old versions of yourself. Or you can look in and face the raw truth of who you are and who you're becoming. Because this isn't about what you do. It's about what you remember. And what you remember changes everything. This moment, this portal, it's not random. It was written. The mirror opens. Because you're finally strong enough to step through it, not as someone seeking answers, but as someone ready to embody the truth that's been waiting in your soul all along. The world may still try to define you by your past, but the mirror, it only sees your potential. The life you were meant to live, it's not lost, it's mirrored just beyond the veil. And now, it's ready for you to claim it. So how do you know the 9th dimensional soul mirror has found you? Let's break it down. These aren't guesses, they're real-time signals from the energetic field. And if you're experiencing even one of these, you're already in the activation zone. Sign number 1, déjà vu hits hard. Lately, you've been feeling it. That strange, spine-tingling knowing, You enter a room and feel like you've stood there before. Same light, same sound, same scent. But here's the twist. You've never been there in this life. That's not imagination. That's soul memory. The mirror is showing you moments from alternate timelines, higher versions of your life that still exist in parallel realms. It's your soul reminding you of what was always possible. That person you just met feels like an old friend because you've connected before, just not here. That choice you're about to make? You've made it in another version of reality, and it led to something powerful. These flashes are nudges, not to confuse you, but to remind you. You're on the edge of a path that already exists. You just have to walk it again, with full awareness. Sign number 2, you can't tolerate fake energy anymore. This one's intense. Lately, you've noticed yourself pulling back from people, conversations, even places that once felt normal. Small talk drains you. Pretending makes you tired. You feel when people are lying, when they're masking, when their energy is off. Why? Because the mirror has aligned you with your authentic frequency, and anything that doesn't match that becomes unbearable. You crave truth now, depth, realness, vulnerability, not perfection, just presence. You want connections where your soul doesn't have to shrink, where your intuition isn't ignored, where your silence speaks louder than forced words, and when fake energy walks in the room, your entire nervous system reacts. That's not you being dramatic, that's you being attuned. The mirror is cleansing your field, stripping away every connection, habit, or identity that doesn't reflect the real you. You're not antisocial, you're just no longer available for anything fake. Sign number 3, you're seeing yourself from the outside. This one's surreal. You've had moments recently where it feels like you're watching yourself, not in a dissociative way, in a soul awareness kind of way. You observe your own thoughts. You catch your reactions in real time. You see your patterns and realize they're not you anymore. That's your higher self stepping in. The mirror has activated your multidimensional sight. You're not just living, you're witnessing. You're seeing what needs to be released so your true timeline can unfold. Maybe you watched yourself say yes to something that drained you, and your spirit whispered, "Why are we still doing this?" Maybe you replayed an old fear in your head, and suddenly realized it doesn't even belong to you. These moments are sacred, because they show you the gap between who you've been and who you're becoming. The mirror is narrowing that gap, fast. It's asking, are you ready to step out of survival mode and into your designed reality? These signs aren't glitches. They're not coincidence. They're evidence, proof that your soul mirror is live, and it's reflecting back everything that's no longer in resonance, so you can finally align with everything that is. You're not losing your mind. You're regaining your clarity. Let these signs confirm what your heart already knows. You're not the same. You're not supposed to be, because the mirror is showing you the life that's been waiting, not out there, but inside you, all along. Here's where it gets real. At the moment of your soul's arrival to Earth, a contract was made. You didn't come here empty-handed. You came in with codes, missions, and a choice. A split timeline, 2 paths, both sacred, but only one would lead you back to your true self. The first path, the path of service, the role of healer, guide, fixer. You give, you help, you analyze, you sacrifice, you hold space for others, often at the cost of yourself. This is the path most Virgos naturally take, because your energy is tuned to duty, to alignment, to precision and protection. And for years, maybe decades, you've walked it, beautifully but heavily, because service without sovereignty turns into self-erasure. And that brings us to the second path, the path of sovereignty. This is the path where you stop bleeding for people who keep their wounds open, where you stop shrinking to fit systems, jobs, and relationships that can't handle your light. The soul mirror reveals this path now because you're ready. It reflects the version of you that doesn't serve from depletion, but leads from wholeness, where your presence is the medicine, where your energy speaks louder than your doing, where you no longer sacrifice your peace to play the good one. This is the timeline shift being offered to you in July 2025. And here's the catch. You can't walk both. The split is happening energetically, cosmically, consciously. The old path, the one you've known, is safe, predictable, expected, but it's also heavy and increasingly unbearable because it's a path built on old agreements made when your self-worth was tied to how much you gave. But the new path, that's the one your higher self already walks. It's unfamiliar, unstructured. You don't have a map for it because you are the map. And the moment you step toward it, something strange happens. The world begins to rearrange itself around your truth. Not instantly, but undeniably. People fall away, opportunities shift. Your nervous system rewires. The mirror doesn't just show this future, it activates it. And once activated, you'll feel a pressure. Not from outside, but from within. A knowing, a call, a soul-deep whisper. This isn't it anymore. You'll start to notice it everywhere. In your job, in your friendships, in the way you tolerate energy that no longer serves your evolution. You'll begin to shed identities that once made you feel safe. Titles, roles, masks, because the mirror makes it impossible to lie to yourself now. Virgo, this is a turning point. You're not just choosing a lifestyle, you're choosing a reality. One based on who you were conditioned to be, or one rooted in who you were destined to become. Both are available, but you can only carry one forward. And the question is, are you still here to save everyone else? Or are you finally ready to save yourself? Because the world doesn't need more exhausted helpers. It needs embodied mirrors, souls like yours, reflecting what it looks like to live fully aligned. Not in theory, in truth. The timelines are splitting. The soul contract is live. And the mirror isn't asking you to be ready. It's asking you to be real. Because the moment you choose your true path, everything changes. And your reflection, the one hidden in the 9th dimension, finally becomes your reality. Now let's get honest. The mirror may reveal truth, but truth isn't always easy to face. Because before you can embody your highest reflection, you have to move through the resistance that's been silently running your life. These aren't blocks to avoid, they're gates you must walk through. And there are 3. Challenge number 1, the shadow of perfectionism. This is the first and loudest voice you'll hear. If it's not perfect, don't do it. If you can't guarantee success, don't try. Virgo, your brilliance is your attention to detail. But somewhere along the way, that gift turned into a prison. You started believing that love, success, worth must be earned by flawless execution. The soul mirror reflects this lie back to you. It shows you that your fear of failure isn't really about failure. It's about rejection, judgment, shame. But here's the truth. Your imperfect action is holy. It's what breaks the cycle. It's what opens the portal. It's what shows the universe that you trust your intuition more than your fear. So the question is, are you willing to move even when it's messy? Are you willing to take the step without the script? Because your highest timeline won't wait for perfection. It only responds to truthful motion. Challenge number 2, the wounds of overgiving. This one runs deep. Virgo, you've spent lifetimes giving, pouring into others, carrying the weight, fixing the broken pieces, and the world praised you for it, called you selfless, noble, strong, but here's the part they didn't see. It cost you everything. The mirror now shows what you've buried, the exhaustion, the quiet resentment, the parts of yourself you abandoned to be the reliable one. You gave so much that your own soul started whispering, "Hey, what about me?" And now, the mirror won't let you ignore it. It's showing you how overgiving has kept you small, trapped in roles you never chose, just accepted. To step into your true reflection, you must break the pattern, not by becoming selfish, but by becoming sovereign. Because when you give from depletion, it's not love, it's survival. But when you give from overflow, it becomes sacred. So here's the challenge. Can you let others carry their own weight? Can you stop apologizing for choosing yourself? Because your energy is divine currency, and it's time to stop spending it on people who only drain it. Challenge number 3, the fear of being seen. This one hides in your bones. The fear that if the world really sees you, flaws, magic, power and all, they'll turn away, or worse, they'll come for you. So you learn to play it safe, to dim, to stay humble, to let others shine while you stay behind the scenes. But the mirror won't allow that anymore. It's turning the spotlight on you, not your mask, not your performance. You. Because your highest reflection isn't quiet. It doesn't shrink. It doesn't edit itself to make others comfortable. It radiates. So here's the final challenge. Can you let yourself be seen, unfiltered? Can you show up as you are, not who they expect you to be? This is the fear that separates timelines. You can either stay hidden, or you can step into your reflection and let the world witness your truth. Flaws, scars, brilliance, all of it. Because what makes you magnetic isn't your perfection, it's your realness. These are the 3 gates. And yes, they're hard, but they're sacred. Because on the other side of these challenges is your real life, the one the mirror is reflecting, the one your soul has been waiting to live. The mirror won't force you, it will only show you. And when you walk through these gates, you don't just change your life, you shift your entire timeline. So ask yourself now, are you ready to stop hiding, stop overgiving, stop waiting to be perfect? Because your reflection is waiting, and it's time to become the version of you that's been standing on the other side of that mirror all along. So what is the life you were always meant to live? The mirror doesn't reflect fantasies. It reveals frequencies, realities your soul has already aligned with, but you haven't fully stepped into yet. Here's what that reflected life actually looks like when you stop resisting and start remembering. You wake up and your voice matters. You speak and people listen, not because you're loud, but because your words hold energy. They carry truth, resonance, power. You don't over-explain, you don't shrink. You speak from alignment, and it transforms lives. Your home feels like peace. No more walking on eggshells. No more chaos behind closed doors. Your environment reflects your nervous system. It calms you, grounds you, nourishes you. It's not about luxury. It's about resonance. Every object, every sound, every corner feels like it supports your becoming. Your relationships are real. No more pretending. No more performing just to be accepted. You're surrounded by people who see you, hear you, love you for who you actually are. There's no pressure to fix, no emotional codependency, just deep, soul-rooted connection. These bonds feed you. They don't drain you. And when you're in their presence, your energy expands, not contracts. You're living your mission, not just a career. You're not clocking in and out of a job you hate. You're waking up with fire in your chest. What you do every day isn't about survival. It's your soul's contribution. It fuels you as much as it serves others. It challenges you, but never depletes you. Money flows not from force, but from frequency. Because when you align with your purpose, the universe aligns with you. You move by cosmic timing. You no longer panic when things take time. You trust the rhythm. You feel the alignment. You understand delays are divine setups. You stop chasing. You magnetize. Opportunities come to you, not because you're lucky, but because you're in your right energy. And when you do act, it's precise, intuitive, and powerful. Most importantly, you stop trying to be good. You stop twisting yourself into someone likable, acceptable, digestible. You stop filtering your truth just to fit into rooms that were never built for you. You no longer carry guilt for choosing peace. You no longer feel selfish for choosing rest. You no longer apologize for choosing yourself, because you've remembered your power was never in what you could do for others. It was always in who you are when you're fully aligned. This is the life the mirror reflects, not a fantasy, not a dream, but a frequency already alive within you, just waiting for you to say, yes. This is the version of you your soul wrote into existence before you were even born. And now, after all the pain, all the loss, all the shedding, you're finally ready to see it. You don't need to chase it. You don't need to earn it. You just need to embody it. Because this reflection isn't separate from you anymore. It is you. And now, you're ready to step in. But why you, Virgo? Why now? Why is the mirror finding you in 2025? Why is this activation happening to you, not someone else? Because you were never ordinary. You were never just here to blend in. You came with codes, with a memory buried so deep even you forgot it until now. Because your soul lineage is ancient. You come from a sacred order, known in the higher realms as the keepers of the mirror flame, an interdimensional circle of souls chosen to protect cosmic truth across timelines, not through control, but through frequency, through vibration. You were one of them, in Atlantis, in Lemuria, in the temples of faith and the halls of Amenti. You stood at gates few could see, holding knowledge that could collapse or awaken entire worlds. You weren't just born under the Virgo sign by chance. You were born under Virgo because it carries the blueprint of purity, discernment, and divine order. Qualities needed to hold the mirror without distortion, to reflect the truth, not your opinion of it, but truth itself. That's why you felt out of place your entire life. Why even in rooms full of people, you felt alone. Why the world felt too loud, too fake, too heavy. Because you were never meant to fit in. You were meant to awaken, to remember what others forget, to feel what others numb, to reflect what others hide. The 9th dimensional mirror isn't just here to show you your highest self. It's here to reconnect you to your soul assignment. This mirror isn't prophecy, it's memory. You've held this flame before, and now you're being asked to hold it again, not with force, not with ego, but with presence. Because that's your gift, Virgo, not to dominate, but to illuminate, to stand in such deep alignment with your own truth that others can't help but see their own reflection in you. That's your mission now, not to save people, not to carry their weight, but to be a mirror so clear, so real, so undeniable that it awakens what they've forgotten in themselves. This is what it means to be a keeper of the mirror flame. Not a role, a frequency, and it's turning back on inside you. In 2025, the grid lines of the 9D field are reactivating, and your soul has been selected, again, to anchor that light. You'll feel it in your body, in your chest, in your spine. The heat, the pressure, the vibration, that's not anxiety, that's memory. And the mirror isn't coming to ask you for perfection, it's coming to remind you of your ancient truth. You don't have to fight for this. You don't have to prove yourself. You only have to say, yes, I remember. Yes, I'm ready to reflect. Yes, I'm ready to be seen. Yes, I accept my legacy, not as a burden, but as activation. This is your moment. This is your return. You're not here to reflect the world. You're here to reflect the truth that lives beyond it. And that is your mirror flame. Virgo, the mirror has found you because you're ready. You don't need to chase. You don't need to prove. You just need to allow. Allow your soul's truth to rise. Allow your higher path to activate. Allow your reflection to lead. July 2025 isn't about waiting. It's about remembering. Remembering your divine code. Remembering the path you were born to walk. And remembering who you are beyond this body, beyond this lifetime, beyond this world. Comment below, I claim my soul mirror, subscribe for more sacred messages, and share this with another Virgo who's ready to awaken, because your time isn't coming, it's already here.